So Australia is somewhere I definitely could see myself moving to and living, settling down with my family, especially after making these reaction videos. It's just making it even more enticing with every video I see. It just looks like a great place to live. As I mentioned on other videos as well, the only place I visited is Melbourne. I absolutely love my time there. It's just almost like a perfect city. It's like a utopian city for me, having visited a lot of different cities. It's like right up there with the best. Everything about it. I love how walkable it is. You can just walk all over, and there's so many different things to do or see. The cafe culture, obviously, I love coffee. Not just that, the food culture as well. Like so many different cuisines to eat. I love everything about it. And one of my viewers asked me if I can make a reaction to this. It's called the 10 best places to live in Australia. So of course, I love Melbourne, but I'm really interested to find out more about the different cities. So tell me in the comments, where do you think would be the best place for me to move to in Australia if I did move there?
With its famously sunny climate and laid-back culture, it is no wonder that moving to Australia is a popular choice for many expats. The expat population down under is growing across all states and age groups, from young students to mature retirees. While moving to Australia permanently can be challenging for some due to their relatively strict set of requirements for migrants, however, student or working visas are easier to come by. Overall, Australia is a very expensive country to live. In fact, it is the 12th most expensive country in the world. But due to its increasing job opportunities and high wages, it remains a popular choice among students and expats alike. The places mentioned in this video are based on factors such as the cost of living, the availability of schools and universities, employment opportunities, and things to do. So here are 10 best places to live in Australia. Number 10, Darwin. Darwin has a population of around 100,000 people and is home to a multicultural mix of expats, making it a welcoming environment for new migrants. It is best suited to those who want to live somewhere with a relaxed pace of life. There is a combination of stunning natural scenery and well-planned urban areas sitting alongside each other. It offers a fantastic climate, a buzzing nightlife, plenty of job opportunities, and outstanding universities. Although not the biggest of cities, Darwin is still somewhat expensive. It has a competitive real estate market that drives up prices, while its geographical isolation means you can expect to pay more for certain goods and services.
That's why I wanted to make this video and check this video out after it being recommended, because Darwin is somewhere I don't really know anything about it. Of course, I've heard the name, but I didn't know anything about it. It seems like quite a chill, nice little place to stay. For me, I don't know if I need somewhere more fast moving or fast paced. I think that seems somewhere like maybe maybe with a family that might be a nice place to stay actually. But for me, I still prefer like a bit more fast paced city. But if you're from Darwin, tell me more about it. Tell me what is good about living there. In Cairns, I don't know anything about Cairns either.
Number 9, Cairns. Those who enjoy an outdoor lifestyle should consider living in Cairns or the surrounding area. It is a popular travel destination, most well known for being the gateway to the world-famous Great Barrier Reef. The city is surrounded by the perfect natural playground for those who enjoy sports, nature, and adventure activities. However, residents do not need to go to the surrounding area to find things to do, as there is a lot going on in the city. It has plenty of bars, restaurants, coffee shops, and markets. The housing property in this city is relatively cheap. A single person can live comfortably with a monthly budget of $1,000.
It looks like a good holiday destination actually. Tell me more about that. Is that more of a holiday destination, or is that would that actually be a good place to live? And yeah, funny fact is I've said in another video, my primary school was called Canberra. I know that's the capital city of Australia.
Canberra. Australia's inland capital, Canberra, has a sophisticated atmosphere that really comes alive when the country's parliament assembles. Although being nation's capital, it has fewer than 400,000 residents, giving it an almost small-town charm with its pretty tree-lined streets. In recent years, Canberra has become more interested in cultural activities and may soon create more jobs in the cultural sectors. Canberra may not be Australia's business hub, but it has low unemployment and the highest average full-time income in Australia, making it an enviable place to work. Another surprising feature is that the housing is very affordable and there is lots of variety in terms of both the style and size of the properties available.
Some big houses there. Anyway.
Number 7, Perth.
Yeah, I've got some extended
the amazing
family in
climate
Perth,
is one of the reasons people choose to relocate to Perth, as this city has the most hours of sunshine per day compared to anywhere in Australia. It is also a fantastic place to live for people working in the tech industry, as the proximity to Asia means that the tech market is contributing to the fast-growing economy of the city. There are excellent schools that appeal to families, and the pristine beaches provide a range of leisure opportunities. The downside of this city is that it is relatively isolated, and it is a 3-hour flight to the nearest city.
That one's interesting as well, because actually my career has been like finance and tech, fintech. So that's actually, I never knew that it was known for being like a tech kind of city, especially its proximity to Asia. Still having a lot of family in Asia, that might actually be a good option for me, especially as we already have like extended family there as well. Again, I just don't know about it being so far away from other places, if that would be something I would enjoy or not.
6, Hobart. From its relaxed country setting to its beautiful surroundings, Hobart has a lot to offer. Away from the hustle and bustle of a city like Sydney or Melbourne, everything in Hobart seems to be moving at a slightly slower pace.
It actually looks a bit
Hobart
like some Scottish
is the capital of Tasmania, which is the second oldest state in Australia. It is known for being the cheapest city for university students. It is also a fantastic place to retire and relax, as it has a very laid-back vibe. In terms of leisure and socializing, there are lots of museums relating to local history, and there are also some fantastic seafood restaurants. Number 5, Sydney. With almost 5 million residents, Sydney is by far Australia's biggest city and home to some of its most iconic sites. From the sands of Bondi Beach to its iconic harbour, Sydney is famous all over the world. It combines the hectic pace you'd expect from a major city with some of the most recognizable landmarks on Earth. Sydney is a major player on the world stage, which has an undeniable effect on the cost of living here. Real estate prices are on par with New York, putting it up there with the most expensive cities in the world.
Okay,
Sydney's successful economy does mean that employment prospects are good, with the financial services, communications technology, and creative industries all thriving. Sydney is also home to a wide range of universities and educational institutions to help you further your learning.
How does Sydney compare to Melbourne? What's the good points and bad points against each other? Because I think those are like probably the two, I would imagine they're the two most common places that people would want to move to, just because they're like probably like the biggest. But tell me how they compare to each other. I don't know, for me, if Sydney is like maybe just too costly. But yeah, I'd be interested to know more about the differences.
Number 4, Melbourne. Melbourne particularly appeals to young professionals due to the vibrant nightlife, the many social opportunities, and the work opportunities. This city is also considered the foodie capital of Australia due to the diversity of the cuisine on offer and the fact that the city can boast some of the top restaurants in the country. It is not only young professionals who find this city appealing, as it can also make a great home for families thanks to the excellent schools and universities in and around the city. It may not be as expensive as Sydney when it comes to the cost of living, but it is still quite expensive. A one-bedroom apartment outside the center can cost you around $1,500 per month to rent.
Yeah, so that's Melbourne, man. Like, that's obviously the place I visited. I really, really loved it. It's one of my favourite cities from anywhere. And yeah, that's the one that really still I feel like I would have a connection with. Yeah, so interested that that's only number 4. Like, see Brisbane here. I'm interested to see what number 1 is on this list.
Brisbane. As Australia's third largest city, Brisbane offers all the excitement of living in a thriving city, but is way more affordable than Sydney and Melbourne. While the urban center of Brisbane is all shiny skyscrapers, the city is also ideally placed for getting into nature. Brisbane residents are an active bunch and love to enjoy their beautiful river, whether they're jogging alongside it or
That does look
sailing
pretty
on
beautiful.
it. With a population of around 2 million, Brisbane is growing rapidly as more and more people move to take advantage of the subtropical climate. Property prices are much more affordable across the board, which is one reason why many students choose to move north to Sunshine State. On average, renting a one-bedroom apartment outside the center can cost you $1,200 per month.
Actually, Brisbane
Number
could be a
2,
good option too.
Adelaide.
Okay, Adelaide?
The capital of South Australia, Adelaide, is growing in popularity thanks to its friendly country feel and affordable real estate. Job opportunities are good, with Adelaide recruiting a minimum of 5,000 skilled migrants a year, especially in the fields of healthcare, education, and manufacturing. Despite the urban setting, Adelaide has a friendly country feel. This is partly due to the many open and leafy spaces.
Yeah, it looks
The
so
city is also
green.
considered one of the most affordable cities in Australia to live in. Goods and services, real estate prices, and rent are reasonable, with an average rent of 1 month for an out-of-town one-bedroom apartment costing around $800.
That looks like a nice
Number
place to
1,
just walk around.
the
Oh, the
Gold Coast.
Oh, that's where that is.
If you are looking for a more affordable place to buckle up and study while enjoying beautiful beaches
like
and
Miami,
vibrant
but nicer.
nightlife, the Gold Coast is a great option. It offers a fantastic lifestyle because of the beaches, the theme parks, the seaside markets, and the rainforests. The Gold Coast offers inexpensive study options for international students. More than 50,000 college students live on the Gold Coast, which is home to the campuses of 3 Australian universities.
Oh, fantastic
Housing in
place
this
to
city
study.
is generally modern, and most people live in high-rise apartments. However, if you choose to live in the suburbs, there are larger properties with their own land available. Plus, the Gold Coast is considered a regional area, which means graduating students in the Gold Coast can now stay and work for between 3 and 5 years. Thanks.
That actually, the Gold Coast is somewhere I've never actually considered. I don't really know anything about it. Do I know its location? Maybe it's on the east coast. I'm not too sure actually, but looking at it, the geography of it is so interesting. The way it's like pretty much every inch of that land there in between all that water is just taken up with property. Seems like quite an interesting place. That's definitely somewhere I'll need to do more research on. I'll maybe actually try and watch a video about the Gold Coast and learn more about it. Tell me what you think about all of them. Do you agree with that list from that 10 to number 1? Are they in the correct order? Probably not in everybody's opinion, but tell me more about you. What's the number 1 place to live in Australia in your opinion? Where do you think would be best for me? Tell me in the comments. Thanks.